Bum, ba-rum, bum, Do you know the secret to high fives? A good high five? Look at the elbow. That's it.
Hell yeah.
You will never miss a high five if you look at the other person's elbow. All right. Then, by the way, that's just a little knowledge for everyone as I say, hey there, Internet, and welcome to Adventure is Nigh Side Quest Season 2. My name is Jack Packard, and I am your Dungeon Master. I am here with Jesse Galena.
Oh, that's me. I play Grinderbin, who before now wasn't afraid of vampires, but suddenly has a steadily growing fear of them.
I'm also here with Amy Campbell.
I play Dabella, and I don't know how she feels about vampires. I guess we'll find out.
We sure as heck will. And finally, I am here with Jamate.
Me, and I play Susan Shiffist, who actually hates vampires, so we'll get to that.
Oh, like canonically?
She does now.
Fair. That's very, very fair. Last time on Adventure is Nigh Side Quest Season 2, our band of heroes tried to beat up a bunch of Catholics, but couldn't quite do it, so they ran away. Which, by the way, that was a smart call.
We outsourced the beating up to someone else.
You spent a couple days traveling through the woods until you came to the spot that at very least Dabella and Grinderbin believed to be the cabin in the woods, only to be confronted with some sort of creepy, dead-eyed fawn person. As soon as the fawn person was confronted, though, the entire surrounding area transformed into a Victorian-era cityscape with a looming vampire. And that's where we are right now. Here in a very Bloodborne-esque city street, you hear people wailing in their houses. There is wood and crap all over the place. Something to note about this area, as it's not something we've dealt with before. I've tried to visually set it up in such a way where you realize this is going to be considered difficult terrain for everyone except for Susan, as Susan doesn't walk.
That's fair.
And so if you are walking or running, this is considered difficult terrain, which is half your move speed. Once again, to make sure we do things in an appropriate order, we're going to get into initiative. This isn't necessarily combat. This is just seeing who gets to do what first.
I have so many questions, but I have a feeling Dabella's going to need to ask a little question. Oh man, she rolled so bad!
Oh, you rolled so bad, Dabella.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay, so, Susan.
Oh, from Susan's perspective, we were just jauntily walking through the woods. And then suddenly, fauna folk with the dead eyes saying that there's a cabin there. And then suddenly, we blinked and now we're here. So this is all a bit much for Susan, and I can see our vampire friend ahead of us, correct?
Yes, a larger, he's probably like man and a half size vampire.
Does Susan know anything about vampires? As in, has she, not necessarily that she's dealt with any of them, but like, will she have knowledge of them in the world? Are they fairly common?
Vampires are not common. Why don't you, Susan, give me a history check? Okay, a 13 history check. What you know about vampires, at least, anecdotally, what you know anecdotally about vampires is it's not something that is necessarily talked about now, but was probably around in one of the earlier ages of Angundari, of this section of the world. If you didn't know, by the way, you are currently in the year 138 AB. That is the age of Beyonce. for a 13 history check, vampires probably existed pre the dynasty of Jarmi. So that would be like 400 years ago. Like, so you've like heard of them, but they're definitely not something that's around anymore.
I'm assuming vampires, Susan is assuming that vampires can affect ghosts because they are also supernatural in origin. So Susan's a bit scared of this. She's used to boosting ghouls, but not beating up bloodsuckers. So
yeah,
she's going to cast, in a panic, protection from good and evil on herself.
Ooh, okay.
Until the spell ends, one willing creature, moi, that I can touch myself, protected against certain types of creatures. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also cannot be charmed or frightened, which is specifically what I'm using it for, because vampires like to do their charms.
You've seen True Blood.
Yeah.
Okay, so this does have a vocal component to the spell. So what is Susan doing to cast this spell on herself?
Out of fear, as she looks at the vampire from this heady distance, she just goes, "Fuck that," and just like touches her own forehead.
I would like to think that "fuck that" is the spell component, the verbal component for it every time you cast it.
Yeah, like
makes sense.
I'm protecting. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
I like it. So Susan, anything else you are doing on your turn?
I'm going to move back to the party. I don't want to be that far forward.
Sure, yeah. And as you get to kind of like the edge of what you thought was like a little hilly meadow, you definitely feel that you are stopped there. Like that's as far as you can go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, invisible walls. The devs, they couldn't be bothered.
What there is like a knee high do not cross, and you just can't get over it. You just can't. There's no way you can possibly get over it.
Wobbly ghost tail can't float over it. Goddamn.
That brings us to Grinderbin.
All right. First thing is, how the heck did we get here? Grinderbin's familiar with magic and the arcane, so going to roll. My thought being going to roll an arcana skill check to figure out how we got here. Was it teleportation? Probably done that a few times. You know, like, how is this a mind palace? What's happening here?
Oh shit! It's Persona.
Sure.
And that is a 26.
Holy moly! For a 26,
I'm real good at the magic. Sometimes
you are very good at the magic. Yes. Let's see here. What information can I give you for a 26? For a 26, this is definitely a see the code in the Matrix kind of situation.
All right, cool.
Where like you see that the vampire isn't necessarily a real vampire. This cobblestone street is laid over the grassy hill that you were once on. All of this like Victorian era stuff is all laid over stuff that physically exists. This is an illusion spell.
Awesome.
So for an Arcana check that good, you also know, this is just part of your knowledge, illusion spells can still hurt you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so but
that's good to know.
This is very clearly an illusion.
Okay. Grinderbin immediately like when everybody teleports in, like deep breath in, like arm out to grab who's ever next to them, looks around. It's like, oh, thank goodness. This is just we ain't go anywhere. We're still in the same spot. This is an illusion. And just says it out loud. And is the vampire an illusion?
For that Arcana check, the vampire is an illusion, but illusions can hurt you.
I'll add and be like, but don't like step on anything sharp, because like it can still hurt you. But like we're where we were earlier, so something's real powerful's happening here. Not sure where.
I don't know if that makes me feel any better.
Okay, good. It shouldn't. This is still some real magic here.
So, Grinderbin, you have done that check. You've told everyone. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I will roll whatever you want me to roll to give a friendly wave to the non-existent vampire.
To give a friendly wave.
Yeah, friendly wave.
I guess because of your knowledge. So what happens is you do that.
Cool.
The vampire is going to 10, 15, 20, 20. The vampire is going to move in your direction, seemingly unfazed, and the intuition that I'm going to give you, because you know this is an illusion, is that the vampire is probably under some sort of programming.
Oh. Does he look like his programming is angry?
He looks like he sees a meal, is what I will say. And so the vampire is going to stop right there, as that's as far as he can move for his turn. Dabella.
All right.
So Grinderbin has said this is all an illusion, but things can still hurt you. The vampire is moving towards you. What are you going to do?
Dabella needs to know if Dabella knows the traditional folklore, because there's two things that are very important here. Dabella is a cook. She has a wooden skewer, which could effectively be a wooden stake through the heart, and she's a fucking chef. She's got garlic.
What I'm going to say is stuff like how to defeat a vampire. That's general,
Okay.
You've seen plenty of plays information. If you want to give me a history check to see if you know that they once really existed, we can do that. But just that you can stab it through the heart and garlic, all the normal stuff. I can consider that general knowledge.
Even history check or not, I feel like should be a little bit overconfident. Oh, wait a minute, I got this. Deborah's gonna look at the team and be like, we've all heard the stories. If there's one fight, I'm gonna be alright. I think it's this one. She's a lot more confident than she usually would be. She is pretty stoked at her current situation. And so she's gonna whip out her, just the normal skewer, smack some garlic on it.
You do that, and you see immediately this vampire turns from attack position to hands up and backing away position.
Wow.
It's a program, but it follows the programming. It knows what a vampire is weak to, so it immediately is as soon as you do that, absolutely. What I'm going to say is rubbing the garlic on your skewer. We're going to call that your action.
Okay.
If you want to move, you can absolutely move.
She's gonna take 2 steps forward, to be a little bit more menacing and you want some of this? Almost, she's not actually gonna say it, but in her head, she's yeah, I got this. She's pretty excited right now. She's oh!
I love it. So yeah, you and the vampire has changed demeanor immediately and is now hands up in a defensive position, panicking with a garlic-covered skewer. That brings us to initiative 20, aka something that's known as a layer action. Sometimes the very environment gets an action in initiative order. So what happens as you rub garlic on your stake, that could go through a vampire's heart and start advancing on the vampire? Once again, the reality around you starts wibble wobbling. And you find yourself, or at least Dabella and Susan find themselves on the deck of a crashed wooden ship. Grinderbin, you are now falling in what you believe to be water.
Oh no.
Though you've already done the Arcana check, you kind of know the illusion, but illusions can hurt you. And suddenly, up from the water pops 2 massive tentacles and the head of a giant octopus.
Oh my god.
So Susan, it is now your turn. You are now on a crashed ship with a giant octopus attacking you and the ship.
Okay, well, Susan now knows that it's an illusion and is seeing I'm assuming Susan kind of like that, like you said, wibbly wobbly. You kind of see it morph the environment and stuff like that. So I understand what's happening. The trouble is, this might just keep happening, and we could be trapped here forever. I'm going to cast the spell Borrowed Knowledge.
Oh.
So what I would like to do is call on one of my ghost friends who knows about illusions.
Are you going to call on one of your ghost protectors, or is this another ghost?
This is so like my ghost protectors, in my headcanon of Susan, she's helped many ghosts along the way, ghoul boosting. So she has her spirits that come to protect her, like bodyguards, and then she can just be like, oh, I remember Steve from X Village. He said something about illusions that one time. I'll just call up Steve, and she gets her ghoul boosted phone out. She just rings Steve and he appears. So however we want to do it.
I love it.
Fuck off.
He just left.
Dang, Steve's busy.
It's a level 3 spell.
Wow. So like, here's Steve. Just a simple ghosty head.
Yeah.
So it's a natural 1, but a plus 13.
Yeah, so it's a 14 overall.
What I'm going to say is your natural 1 needs some sort of failure.
Of course.
Because it's a natural 1 and the dice speak louder than we can sometimes. And so what I'm going to say is on your turn, you start conjuring Steve, because you remember that ghost you helped that one time was a real nerd and knew a whole lot about like spell stuff and illusions. And you're like, oh, Steve can help. And so you start like vocalizing and twiggling your fingers as far as calling upon Steve. But in doing so, that takes so long that this tentacle right here slams down on the ship and you are unable to protect yourself. And so the negative aspect of that is you take... Oh, okay. You only take 4 damage, as it turns out. So you only take 4 damage from this tentacle smacking you while you are attempting to conjure Steve. And just as the tentacle smacks you, Steve pops up and goes, "Oh, hey, Susan, what can I help you with?"
Oh, I like Steve.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Ams? What's that?
That looks like a tentacle to me. What are you talking about?
No, look past the flesh. Well, it's not real. It's an illusion.
And, Steve, like, adjusts his glasses, like, oh, I see. Oh, this is really interesting. When I get back to the afterlife, I'm definitely going to tell Karen about this. What's that? No, you don't want me to tell you about this? Okay, never mind. She's busy. Always busy nowadays. Ooh, this appears to be a quite powerful kind of protective illusion spell, as if something is trying to keep you from getting into a secured location.
Yeah, that's quite evident, Steve. How do I get past it? Where's the door?
So the door to the location would still be there. Whether or not you can get it to it is a whole nother thing. What you probably need to focus on is finding whoever cast this spell. And I assume so. Like, you weren't on a ship before, is what I'm assuming.
I've been up in places for a while. We were in Bloodsucker's Spawn before. Now we're here. You say we're in the same space, like...
Yeah, you're still where you started. It just looks like different stuff. Was there someone you were with that maybe cast the spell and is now perhaps invisible?
Yeah, it could have been that fawn. Wait,
Drudge.
Susan just noticed that there's a circular... It looks like with the mast or like a barrel. I'm assuming that's the mast of the ship in the center.
That is correct. This is like the main mast of the ship.
Is it me, or is that in the same position as the
well? Was. There was a statue in the last area too that was in that same position.
Okay, so that anchors us to where we are positionally, and that's where the fawn was. But also, like, the thing is, I feel like I've got something here, but Susan also couldn't see the cabin, which I'm assuming is part of the problem. But Susan has no idea where it was.
Yeah, that was probably part of like an initial illusion that was, keeping like a general, like, more like a stealthy illusion, kind of a general concentration. But, like all you got to do is find the caster and, like knock him in the head. That'll probably break concentration,
All right, I've got a plan for this, but I need another action, so I'm gonna have to wait till my next turn, I guess.
Okay, do you need Steve anymore?
No, but can you say hello to Karen for me? Say my quotas. I'm doing good on my quota.
She stopped returning my calls after a while. I don't know why. She just doesn't seem to want to talk to me. It seems really weird. But when next time I see her, I'll definitely say hi. But yeah, hey, thanks for calling me. It was always fun to talk with you.
All right, Steve, and hangs up the ghost phone before
Okay,
he finishes his sentence.
Bye.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to use my movement to move in this direction, kind of away from the tentacles, but towards the what Susan envisions as the position of the well.
Okay, Grinderbin, as we get to your turn, we always consider conversation to happen within what I like to refer to as anime time. And so, that all of Susan's turn took the requisite 6 seconds.
Okay.
So as we get to your turn, you are currently falling on the side of a ship into water. What would you like to do? You are about to hit water. What would you like to do in this situation?
How far is the edge of the ship from me? Like where the top of the ship is?
Like you are within arm's reach of the edge of the ship, but you are falling into the water.
How high above me? Like how far have I fallen so far?
The water, you are 10 feet above the water, right next to the side of the ship. What I'm saying is, if you want to grab onto the ship, you can do that now.
Grab onto the ship. That's for chumps.
Oh.
Grinderbin's got magic to do that. I will, as I'm falling, activate one of my infusion items, Boots of the Winding Path. While wearing these boots, a creature can teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action to an unoccupied space the creature can see.
Oh, all right.
So I'm going to go... and teleport myself onto this ship.
Absolutely love it. So yeah, as you fall, you click your heels together and whoosh, you are on the ship now.
It really is anime time.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, and that is my bonus action. So I heard, I'm assuming falling, boom, teleport. I'm now here. I assume I hear this conversation.
Between Susan and I assume, Susan, that other people can hear the ghosts, if that's how you're going to flavor it.
Yeah. I envision it's like they just kind of come out of the in between, the afterlife or the transition period, and they just come back and they're like, "Hello."
Hearing all that and knowing it's an illusion, Bill. Thanks, Susan. I think I got this, or at least I can help, and I will cast See Invisibility.
Oh, see invisibility. Give me 1 second. For the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. Boom.
Well done.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. So
Great,
it was a real team effort.
So what I will say is, because, this layer, this ship layer is an illusion, you can also, with see invisibility, what I will say is you can also kind of see the base layer that goes along with it, right?
Okay,
and so
yeah.
you definitely see that, the well is here, and the ship layer is at 50% opacity, so you can see the well over here. You can see these are the tree lines, this is this. You can see the cabin is still right here in this exact rock shape. Something more disturbing is what you can see now that you can see invisibility, is all of these things that I've been calling difficult terrain are actually dead bodies.
Oh no! Oh no!
So you can see all the dead bodies laying in the meadow, and for your sake, running towards the cabin, you can see that deer person right here.
Awesome. I've got movement left, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to stand right here and run up here and start pointing. And be like, they're right here. Right here. I can see them.
Wonderful.
I know you can't, but I can. They're right here. I think they're doing the illusions. Oh, wait, you said it's difficult terrain, correct?
I did say it was difficult terrain.
Okay, I can only make it that far because I can only move half my movement. And
Sure.
I'm pointing in this direction.
You're pointing in the direction of the deer person, saying they're right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
At awkwardly stepping over things like, oh.
All right. And that will take us to the creature's turn. And Grinderbin, that does put you within reach of the tentacles.
Unfortunately does.
And so the tentacles are going to attempt to slam down on you. What is your AC?
It's a 17.
Okay, so one of the tentacles hits and only does 3 damage. Come on. Come on, tentacles.
I know it's not real. It doesn't hurt that bad.
You nearly killed us in the last 2 episodes. Can we have one where we do okay, Jack? Just one.
Fine, I guess. So the tentacle, kind of smacks you on the bottom like a playful, like, go get him chance to smack. And then the other tentacle slams down but misses you.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
What does that mean?
It means my armor laughs at it, and it has a -1 on its attack against me next turn.
Son of a bitch. So yeah, your armor laughs at this tentacle right here, and like you just see the tentacle kind of like slump over in shame. All right, and that is the creature's turn. Dabella, what are you doing? And for clarity's sake, Dabella, you cannot see where the deer person is. So I'm gonna hide the deer person again.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, she's feeling. I'm honestly just tossing up her, just sitting down and just being like, I don't know. But for the sake of Grinderbin pointed, she knows something's in that direction. She'll go, and just in almost like a little temper tantrum because she's getting really frustrated and cross with the whole scenario. She's just gonna, because she was really happy with the vampire because she's like, I know how to handle this. And then she saw the tentacles and she's like, I can probably do the same thing here, like calamari, this is gonna be fine. But then everyone started talking magic shit and she's like, oh no, this is just so new, and it's just too much for her. And so she's gonna whip the crossbow out and just shoot in the general direction Grinderbin was hoping. And I hope for the best.
Okay, so then make me a crossbow attack with disadvantage.
10.
Okay, that is a 10, which still hits.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
This is an unarmored deer person.
I guess that's why it's so easy to hit him with your car.
Yeah. Oh, it's a real problem here in Wisconsin, by the way. So what happens is you are so Dabella is just like, I'm sick of this magic bullshit, and you kind of blindly fire your crossbow in that general direction. The bolt flies through the air and stops midair as it sinks into the running away deer person. And so now the running away deer person needs to make a little roll because they got hit. So the running away deer person makes a very bad roll, which, heads up behind the screen, breaks concentration for the spell. And not only is the illusion of the sea and of the Victorian era city dispelled, but also the illusion of the beautiful grassy field. And now you can see the reality of the cabin, which is just this barren this barren hillside covered with dead bodies of various ages. Susan, you can also see the cabin now and all of this stuff on the hillside as every illusion is broken. That brings us to initiative 20, in which I'm just going to say that this deer person slowly gets up and looks around in befuddlement, and like pulls the bolt out of her and looks to you, Dabella, and is absolutely terrified. Don't shoot me again.
Oh no, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I was just so cross, and you were making things all scary. Well, I'm assuming it was you because I hear you, and now the things are gone. And I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just want to be friends. Do you want me to help you?
You're gonna shoot me and then help me?
I didn't want to hurt you. I just wanted the scary stuff to stop. Not that this is much better. I think I preferred the meadow, but I don't necessarily want you to be in pain.
And she's like, what scary stuff? And all of a sudden she looks around. It's like, oh my God, what happened? And is genuinely freaked out. We are out of combat now, so it's free movement time.
Like, you didn't know this was here? What did you think was here?
Where is here?
Here is here. Right here. What?
I don't know where I am.
Whoa. Where is the last place you remember being?
I was at the stream. I was washing my tops, and that's what I was doing. I was in charge of laundry that day, so I was washing the tops. That's what I was doing.
You didn't have. Do you happen to be washing a top that had maybe like an evil wizard staff in it or something?
No.
Yeah, shoot. Okay.
I was just washing the tops. Not just mine, my sister's, my mom's, just everybody's tops. It was wash day. I was washing.
Everybody's tops.
It was wash day. You got to wash all the tops. We don't need bottoms because we got fur, but we got tops. Modesty. Am I right?
That's I just wear pants for fashion anyway. I understand.
That's right.
I want some merch that is a crop top that just says modesty. Am I right? I'd wear it.
I'd wear it. She's just sitting there, like, she's kind of like tending to, to her wound, to her open wound.
I'm gonna go forward.
Okay.
I would be like, may I? And like gesture to come forward. Be like, I think I can help you with that.
And she's definitely hesitant. Why don't you give me? Let's see, what kind of check do I want here? Give me a charisma check.
Regular old charisma.
Just your flat charisma. She does. No, she definitely takes a step back. Hey, all I know is that lady with the crossbow shot me.
Yeah, I can understand why trusting us in this scenario might not, you might not warm up to us immediately. That's okay.
Trust in us. Trust in her. What? She's the one who attacked us with her big tentacles and a Dracula. What are you on about?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Why did I do what? Why did I wash my tops?
Oh no. So I'm gonna look over at the two of them and be like, look, I'm really feeling like she might have been mind controlled this whole time.
What is mind controlling her to do that? Who can mind control someone and make them do that? Why are we here? And I was just like looking around, like
that's a really fair question. Yeah, that's a very fair question, Susan.
Short answer. We kind of use this staff to do a real cool thing, but we didn't think about it all the way, and now we might be sort of possessed by like some sort of evil wizard, and it's calling us to this cabin, and like we're trying to figure out what's going on and also trying to not die or be fully possessed. or whatever. We're really, I mean, look, I'd tell you what was going on if I knew.
Susan, a better way to put it is we fucked up. We fucked up.
You know, actually, that's a good, yeah, she's right.
Yeah, I can relate. All right. Being dead, I can't say much. Yeah.
All three of you give me a perception check.
Yeah, buddy.
I was just about to ask to do a perception check, so let's go, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, synthetic. Wait, nope. Wait.
Oh,
11.
Susan.
11. Dabella and Susan, much like a real life deer, you are seeing Drudge kind of coil up and get ready to beat the fuck out of there.
Dabella goes, Drudge, I want to help, please. I didn't mean to hurt you. And she makes sure, like, if she hasn't already, she stows the crossbow, puts her hands up and goes, I can give you some food and I can help heal the wounds. Please, I made it bad. Let me make it better. Something bad's happened to you and something bad's happened to us. But I don't want you to leave here scared and hurt.
Dabella, give me a persuasion check, and you can have that with advantage because you said you stowed your weapons.
17.
God damn.
17.
Nice.
So, like, you see her, like, coiled up. She is, ready to spring into deery action. And she kind of, she like, settles back down, like, okay. I am feeling kind of hungry. Yeah, okay. And then she, sorry, steps over some dead bodies and comes over to you, Dabella.
Cool. I'm assuming, I feel like, it's going to sound dumb, I feel like Dabella would, like, nearly always have a chocolate croissant or something on her. Like, I feel like she should always have
like, maybe not a croissant because they would go bad, but you definitely have, like, a biscuit or a cookie type thing. Always, 100%. Like a bread.
I'd like to give her a cookie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So Dabella, chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
So no, she'll take that and just be, I feel like I haven't eaten in a long time. Thank you. Oh, that's great.
And Dabella, using her newfound cleric powers to want to make things better, says, I just need to touch you for a second to heal the wound. Is that okay?
Okay, my name is Drudge. Sure, you can go ahead.
So Dabella casts Cure Wounds at first level. It's probably not going to do a whole heap, but 10.
Damn.
Oh, shit, good little cleric.
Yeah, and so, like, she already pulled the bolt out, but you can definitely see, like, the wound that the bolt left kind of, like, seals back up, and she's like, oh, thank you so much. I think I need to go home.
Do you know where home is?
Yeah. Home is in Marysville.
Oh,
Do we know where that is?
Mary berries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have a whole orchard. I think they call it a vineyard.
Takes mental note to tell Mortimer later. Maybe you should go.
Yeah.
Drudge, I'm really sorry about what happened. But if you do head home in that, I just want to let you know, we've got a cool place out in Westridge, and if you ever found yourself traveling or just wanted to come and say hi, you're always welcome to come and visit us.
Westridge? I don't know if I've ever been there before.
Oh no, she's been under this for a very long time.
Oh.
Very possibly.
Oh no.
Do we know where Maryville is?
Yeah. Actually, if you Marysville is here. Let's.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's on the map.
You can all see this. Yeah, it's all on the map. Marysville. That's where the centaurs came from.
Oh, okay. Over there.
So that's kind of like on the coast in the heart of your fauna folk center. So you all are kind of in these woods right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so yeah, Marysville here is all the way over there.
Marysville's pretty far away from here.
What?
Yeah, you gotta go like pull out a map. I'm assuming we have one.
Oh yeah.
Greenwood would absolutely have a map.
Pull it out and be like, yeah, we're right here. Marysville's all the way over here. Like you got a lot of distance to cover.
Oh crap. Okay. Do you have any more food?
Yeah, I can give you some for your travels.
Okay.
Glinderbin, show her where our friends are, because at least she can stop there and get some supplies on the way.
Oh yeah, here. I'll like map a Westage and be like, yeah, if you could go on your way over, you'll have to go through here. You can stop here, tell them, go to the Adventurous Nigh Club, and you can. Obviously there's 2 free beds, so you just take one of those for the
that
night.
name's a bit of a mouthful. Okay. Okay.
When Susan hears that name, she shudders.
I was gonna say, Susan would know.
Because we don't know.
Yeah, so you could go, just stay in one of the beds here. So they know you'll talk to Dory. It's the front door, and give Dory this, and let them know that it's cool to stay, and eat whatever you need and whatever. And Grinderbin will write a note.
Okay.
And have some sort of seal or sticker or something of this is from me.
Sure.
One of your future business owners.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get going. Thanks for shooting me and waking me up, I guess. And thank you for the cookie, and thank you for healing me.
That's okay. I'm just glad you're feeling a little bit better, but do take care and be safe.
Well, sure, yeah. And yeah, she kind of just starts walking off, clearly, still in a bit of shock.
As that conversation was happening, Susan, I was going to say takes a few steps, floats a few paces,
and
kind of
the
ahead,
bodies.
and is going into full ghoul boosting mode. And Susan's used to going to spooky houses and boosting some ghouls. This is her bread and butter. So the first thing she's doing is she's casing the joint. She's having a look at the exterior and seeing any signs for specters, ghosts, or ghouls.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me, let's see, what kind of check would you like to do for ghoul boosting? What kind of ghoul boosting check?
We could do Arcana, or we could do... Does Susan see on a different kind of spectrum because she's a ghost? Could I use perception?
Yeah, I'll let you use perception. This is kind of like, like you said, this is your job. This is what you've been doing for the past, the past few weeks. This is every single day. You've been out there every single day boosting ghouls. So yeah, 100%. You want to give me a perception check, and if you're doing a specific ghoul boost check, I'll even let you add your proficiency modifier to it, because you are proficient in ghoul boosting.
I am, yes. All right, let's 18.
For an 18, you go into full all right, ghosts, let's have it. And what I will say for an 18 is, eerily, with all of these dead bodies, not a single spirit or specter within the vicinity.
I'm going to turn to Grinderbin and Dabella and be like, I would usually ask for you to do some explaining, but it sounds like you've done all that you can with your secretly cursed by a dark wizard who summoned you here, and then you dragged me along and all of that. Are we going in there? That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, it's a terrible idea, and the thought, I dream about it every night, and it's awful, and it's really, really bad. But
Dabella, you say that while walking towards the cabin. 100%. You
no
are
self-control, looking over the shoulder, I have to. I don't want to. That's why we need your help.
Both you and Grinderbin are saying, this is a bad idea, walking to the cabin. We do not want to do that, and you are walking towards the cabin.
Please, Susan, we really need your help, and we promise we'll help you back.
Susan would think that like she's trying to meet her quota, she's trying to please Karen, and there is a very powerful being, someone who is probably mind controlling Drudge, and then casting the illusions. Like, it has to be powerful, so there's potentially a big payout.
Big payday.
Dealing with this. With this, I'm going to get some good favor points with Karen Ferryman. So, I mean, it pays. Let's go.
It pays. Let's go. Wow,
go.
just like in life, in death, Susan is also about to cash, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so you are all going to step inside the cabin.
Oh no. Like it or not, we are stepping inside the cabin.
I was going to say, yeah, like it or not.
Jack got to like make us feel like he had to ease us into this sense of comfort for a little while. Like, there's some Catholics. There's some night guy. There's some tentacles. It's fine. Now I'm like, oh God, we're here now. Like we're here. I've been dreading this for months, literal months in real life. Dabella, it's been 2 weeks.
So what happens is for Dabella and Grinderbin, you know this cabin. This is exactly the cabin that you've seen in your dreams every night, but now it's during the day, and it's a little bit like seeing a haunted house while they're like maintaining the robotic ghosts, where it's still kind of weird and creepy, but it no longer has that mystique to it. And for Grinderbin, what I will say is, Grinderbin, because your curse level wasn't as deep as Dabarella's, Grinderbin, you step into the cabin, take the staff kind of out of your back where you've been holding it, and just drop it on the floor, and you feel the wave of control gone. You have completed your task. You have gotten to the cabin. Dabarella, if you remember, Dabarella
She saw the room.
Dabarella saw the room. And so, Dabarella, you are still compulsed to move further into the cabin.
It'll be like, the staff. I think we made it. This might have been as far as we had to go. Saying that, and then I'm assuming that's when Dabarella takes a step.
Shakes her head, tears rolling down her face, because it's what's currently happening to me, and just, takes another step forward. Where is the door for the room, Jack? Just as a note, it's up the back corner. I think I can see where a door is meant to be.
You don't see any door. So to set the stage a little bit more, what you see is all of these along the wall are broken windows. You know, you see like tree stumps and old rotted roots kind of breaking their way into the cabin. Just spider webs everywhere. You know, these are bookshelves. This is a clear wall. Like, this just looks like a rundown apartment. You see from where you are, no door.
Dabarella is very upset by that. She can see that Grinderbin is clearly now fine, and Dabarella just starts to panic and goes, "There's a room!" and just like in a panic starts like flustering around the room trying to find it.
Where are you looking?
Anyway, there is no rhyme, there is no reason. She wants to get as far away from the cat thing as possible. She's not about that. That one genuinely freaks the shit out of her. It's very upsetting. I am fascinated by the papers because, I mean, she had one or two of the books on her person back in season 2 from Mole Cutpurse. So one, I am kind of fascinated by the papers on the desk. Can I check the papers on the desk?
100%. I'll allow a couple things here. You can either give me an investigation check, in which case, you'll sort through, or even like if you wanted to give me like any sort of intelligence check that will kind of like lean you to like know what to look for as you look at the table.
I don't know. I mean, I'll just check an investigation.
Okay, great. Yeah.
7. It's not great. It's not very good.
Seven's not great. You see you see a lot of scribbles. These are, like maybe notes for spells that Mull was attempting to create. These would be like little oh, I saw a tree the other day. It looked weird. Just like kind of the ramblings. You see some stuff for a 7. You're not necessarily drawn to anything at the table. Like it all in your fluster and flurry, it all just seems very samey.
Does Susan notice a difference in Grindelwald?
I would say it would be perceptible. Yes. I would say, without even rolling, Grinderbin, is now especially as soon as the illusion was broken, Grinderbin was very I'm sorry, but I'm walking this way. Very rigid. And as soon as he got in and dropped that staff, very calm and very cool.
Susan, who's just stood next to Grinderbin, will be Susan's trying to make it so that she's not turning to have a straight conversation, but is watching Dabella and says, "Are you right there, pal?"
I feel a lot better than I did. I guess maybe I was just supposed to bring the staff here. I don't know what this room is that Dabarella's talking about.
Yeah, I think you were possessed, and I don't think she's out of the woods yet.
I think you're right.
Distract her. I'm gonna go look for this room.
Distract her.
All right.
So Susan wants to get ahead of Dabarella and look for this room because she knows something is really bad here and she needs to get ahead of the curve. Susan's, as she's been watching what Grindelwald and Dabarella have been compelled to do, she's also been looking around, casing the joint because she's used to, maybe something jumping out at her, an angry ghost or whatnot. So she's kind of looked over here by the bookcases, glancing. She hasn't done a full investigation, and the same with the side of the room that they're on. Susan would just like to take a peek. Yeah, this kind of area, 'cause it's the one place she hasn't been able to properly, not properly, but kind of look at. So just in that general area.
So you're going to give an in-depth look in that area? Yeah,
the walls, looking to see if furniture had been moved commonly or
Sure.
She says there's a room, so there's clearly something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you give me give me an investigation for over there, and we'll see if you come up with anything.
Probably not.
Probably not. What I'll say is this over here, over by this, ancient, pots that haven't been used in a long time, just busted windows. These drawers are completely picked clean. Maybe you find a napkin. Nothing. This area it just seems full of junk, and nothing jumps out to you as far as a piece of furniture that has been moved. You just see broken everything. Nothing jumps out at you over there.
It's a shithole.
Yes, it's definitely a shithole.
While this is happening, Grindelwald trying to comfort Dabarella, be like, "It's okay. We're gonna find out, what this thing wants and how to get it out. It's gonna be okay." And while talking, is also gonna be looking around the room. So can I do an investigation, or
you absolutely can?
25.
For a 25 investigation check, Grindelwald, obviously you are a tinkerer. You are a little more inclined towards the magical arts, whereas Dabarella's magic is more about kind of faith. Your magic is more about things. Right on that table, you notice a deck of cards that is radiating with magical energy.
Oh, that's not what I was looking for. But curiosity.
Grindelwald's I can sell the shit out of that.
Give me a general intelligence check.
19.
So to keep you from metagaming too much, this is something you would have heard about in your travels, as you have traveled a lot as a salesman. You know about the deck of many things. This is not the deck of many things. This is definitely not the deck of many things.
Oh,
good. Because I know Jesse the person knows about that.
You.
So to stop any sort of metagaming, this is not. They just seem to be playing cards, but they are definitely of a magical nature.
This is not what I was looking for, but like looking around trying to find the room, and then eyes just go, well, not eyes, but spores sense this thing, turn towards it and be like, just pick it up, like while talking to Dabella, picks it up, opens bags of holding, put it directly in bag of holding. Great.
Why don't you add that to your inventory?
Magic deck of cards.
Then what I'll say, because of your stellar investigation check, is Grinderbin, you would 100% peruse all these books. We know that in your nightmares, you have been trying to write down the gibberish of all of these books.
I have.
But now that you are in the cabin, you can actually read the titles, and there's a few books that really pique your interest, including let's see here. You find a couple that just make sense to you. There's a book called Powers of Econops. You would know Econops as the largest of Angandare's 3 moons. You find a little pamphlet on the bookshelf called Moving to Florida, Landmarks and the Good Neighborhoods. And you also find a little scroll that has the title Comet Lavandula. For your 25 investigation check, what I'm going to say is right here on this bookshelf, you see a book, and on the spine of it, the title of this book is Do Not Touch This Book. But that title looks like it was hand-drawn on the spine of that book.
Somehow makes it worse.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
To grab that book.
To grab that book. So yeah, you mage hand that book out of the bookshelf, and secret door time. The bookshelf slowly opens up. The thing you would notice immediately, Grinderbin, is a purple wavy light emanating from the center of the room.
Oh, I don't like this freaking jar wrapped up in ropes.
As soon as you open the door, like Dabella, you can feel that energy.
Ah, shoot. I was gonna try and shut this door real fast.
Like you can feel the energy coming from this room.
Dabella turns, starts crying, and goes, "Scary room!" while she takes 2 steps forward towards it.
Oh, Susan moves to intercept.
You're full walking towards it, Dabella.
I don't have to do it. It's fine.
You are 100% full walking towards it.
Phase right through.
No.
Susan and Dabella, oppose strength check.
If you lose, you can never make a strength check again because I am a ghost.
Come on, get a bigger one. May your strength be bigger than mine, please.
Dabella, it's not very forceful. Like Dabella, you just barely beat. Oh wait, no, that was you. So Dabella, you are able to push Susan aside, and Dabella, you continue towards the room.
All right, I'm gonna try and stop you when she's still here.
I mean, when she's still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like, Susan, check out the room. I can't fight you forever, but maybe Susan can find something to make this, stall it or make it a little easier, find out what's calling you. So something bad doesn't happen, just in case.
Grinderbin Dabella, oppose strength check.
Oh, God.
1, baby! Give me a 1!
No, that's not a 1!
God, that's really not good.
The cabin calls.
That's really not good.
The cabin calls.
It does call. This is not going to be enough. However, the other magical item I have is, or the other infusion I have is the Armor of Magical Strength.
Ooh.
So, when the wearer makes a strength check or a strength saving throw, it can spend 1 charge and add bonus roll equal to their intelligence modifier.
Okay.
So it'd be this.
Bitch out here about to roll a 30.
No, I'm not. My strength is a flat nothing. So it's just a +5 from intelligence.
Okay.
No.
That's a no.
So Grinderbin, like you go like full like Hulk Buster, like your armor's like ching, 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 and Dabella, you just very easily push him over.
Yeah. The ghost put up more of a fight than I did.
Amy, you're the push there, the little. That was great.
Dabella, you find yourself in the room with the jar.
And it's lifted. We can just leave now. Show's over, folks. Goodbye. This has been season 2.
In the room with the jar, you are now standing over this very large jar tied with rope. Grinderbin and Susan, give me a perception check.
Oh no.
Dabella is just whimpering. Help me.
22.
22.
I'm glad. Oh, come on. 11.
Susan, as Dabella pushes you aside, she pushes Grinderbin aside. Like all you know of Dabella and Grinderbin is that they are friends, and Dabella has pushed you and Grinderbin aside and has continued to the room. But as you do that, hold on for a second. Let me zoom out here a little bit. As you notice Dabella, like you're thinking of like, wait, how do we stop her? She can't go in the room. You notice the staff that Grinderbin dropped is now vibrating. And Dabella, if you could, what weapon would be your go-to weapon? What's your first weapon that you think you would pick up?
Use a spoon.
If it's just like I'm fighting. Oh, there's a little kobold or a little goblin here. What's the weapon that you would first grab instinctually?
She always picks for the scenario, but I'm worried you're about to just consume one of my weapons, and if it's my ice cream scoop, I'm going to be fucking devastated.
This is my question here. Like, try to think how Dabella would think. Like, you have no time to think. All of a sudden, a shadow is attacking you.
She would get her ice cream scoop. She'd get her ice cream scoop.
So please roll me an attack with the ice cream scoop against the jar.
1.
Just a regular old attack. Oh, there it is. There it is. So Dabella, you mindlessly walk into the room with the jar all wrapped in rope. Grinderbin and Susan both try to stop you. Over in the other room, the staff is vibrating. It's as if someone is calling it. Dabella, you take out your ice cream scoop and strike the jar, shattering it.
Fuck.
And what happens is the jar is now in pieces. And what happens is the slimy and wet body of an old man flops out of the jar. And all of a sudden, and then the what you would notice out in the other room is the staff stops vibrating. It like poof, a little thing. It stops vibrating, and all of a sudden, the old man goes. Oh, crap. And slowly gets up, and there is a fully nude old man covered in Matrix-esque slimy goo, Dabella. And he just looks at you and goes, oh, thanks.
Is Dabella still being influenced at all, or is her job done?
Her job is done, Dabella. You snap out of it the second that you smack open that jar. And you just see this old naked man covered in slime, like, and horking up more slime. Hey, what day is it? So that's it for this episode of Adventures Nigh Side Quest. We're gonna wrap it up next time because we're running out of time. But thanks everyone for watching and or listening to this. Next time we're gonna see what happens with this greasy old man. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.